Hello everyone. It is Jackie with Pocket of Preschool, and tonight I am sharing tons of ideas with you to use in the classroom if you have snow, because I know so much of the country has snow right now and will for a while. And if you don't, I have an alternative for you, which I'll tell you in just a minute. So if you have snow in your classroom, I'm going to show you how to bring it inside and let the kids learn through play so they can have fun and explore without being outside in those frigid temperatures and having to dress them in all the gear. So I want you to tell me in the comments, do you bring snow into your classroom? And if you do, what's your favorite activity you do in your classroom with real snow? So I literally just went outside. I use these like under the bed plastics. They're like tubs. And I just bring it in the classroom and I use like a little kid shovel and shovel it in. And if you don't have a shovel at your classroom, use a dustpan, and it's really easy to kind of scoop scoop in the bin so you can bring it in your classroom. And if you don't have real snow, you can use this instant snow. You can get it on Amazon. This is out of one of my Kinder Crates, which is that monthly subscription box that I get. So this is just some instant snow. You can just search on Amazon for it, which this is great to use. It's a little bit different, but it'll work if you don't have real snow. You can also just use ice, like ice cubes from your like ice machine at school. So if you don't have snow, use Insta Snow or ice. So just some fun alternatives, or you can do these activities with real snow and then with ice and kind of compare. So we are going to just jump right in. So first at the top, there's all the links for all the things. So links to my TPT store, my blog, my Amazon favorites, all the things are at the top of this post. So if you need any of that, go hop up there and grab what you need. So like I said, this is real snow, nice and cold. And we have that perfect snow right now. So this is the snow that makes like the really good snowballs. And like snowmen, not like that yucky slushy snow. So this is like perfect snow. And I know for me, whenever we do a winter theme, it never snows. But once Valentine's Day hits, or we're doing like dental, like a tooth theme, it snows. And I still bring it into the classroom. And I use it more as sometimes like a table time activity, or I'll just change my science center into like a snow exploration. So I don't toss everything out the window, but some of the stuff does go out the window because you only get snow sometimes. So use it when you got it. So the first thing to do is something like super simple, right? Just a bunch of fun tools. So you can use like bowls, obviously like shovels, different kinds of shovels, sand pails, so they can make, like they can fill it and dump it and do all the different things with all the different spilled snow everywhere. So they can like fill and dump. And then if your kiddos, if their hands get cold, I actually go to the dollar store and I get a whole bunch of gloves, and I just keep them by the sensory table because some kids want to wear gloves and some kids do not. So I leave it up to them. If they want to wear a pair, then that's great, they do. And if they don't want to wear a pair, they don't. But I always put tools in so they're not just having their hands in, because their little hands will get super, super cold. And any like Play-Doh tools will work too. So like maybe you're in Texas and you don't have like snow tools. Just grab your Play-Doh tools or any tools from the sensory tub that you put in the sensory bin work. Like anything that has like a wheel on it, like a pizza cutter type thing. Whisks work because they can smash. Any kind of scissor movement kind of tool. These are really fun because they make little snowballs. There we go. There it is, which is great because now they're practicing that scissor motion. These are just from Amazon. I think these are learning resources. They just make that scissor motion, but they're not using scissors. They are using it in the sensory table, which is so much more fun than using those real scissors. Ice cream scoops are also really fun because they can make the little snowballs with them. Funnels are fun because you can use it as a mold, so they get kind of like a dome shape. My hands are gonna be freezing by the end of this. But they, you can kind of see it makes kind of like a little dome shape. So funnels are fun for the snow. Just cups, those are fun too. Like I said, anything you have in the classroom. Oh, like a lemon smasher, those are really fun. My kids love using, these are from the dollar store. I want to say they're usually in around like springtime, but they can smash it. And when they're smashing, they're working on their grip strength and those finger muscles. So again, anything you use with Play-Doh, put in your sensory tub for the snow. And that's usually what I start out with. So I always start out with just the tools, and they can explore and have fun, because some kids don't get to go outside during this and play in the snow because, you know, maybe their parents don't have, or their families don't have time, or maybe they don't have the appropriate snow gear, or maybe they don't want to go out in the cold. Just all depends. And it also depends on what kind of snow it is too, right? If it's that slushy snow, it's not really that fun to play in outside. So just start with a whole bunch of tools with your snow, and that's one thing you can do. And then the other thing, which is always fun, you can make like, oh, there's some Play-Doh. You can make like an Arctic habitat by just putting some of those Arctic animals in, and you can talk about polar animals. You can put big ones in. This guy's from the dollar store. You can put little ones in. You can also put in things like jewels. So again, just kind of like a small world play just in the sensory bin. You can always just put a tray of little things. Mini erasers are really fun in the snow because you can just wash them and set them out to dry. So that's another fun option. So making a little Arctic little habitat or polar habitat with your, with your snow. And then this snowflake tray I found at the Dollar Tree, and then these little gems are from the Dollar Tree, and the mini erasers are from Target. So that's obviously like the pretty basic ones that you guys probably do, right? You can also make mini snowmen. So I always put like a couple cups in there, and I'll make like a little snowman. I'm trying not to touch it too much so I don't get too cold. But we'll just pretend that's a little snowman. And then what you do is take some baby socks, which I found obviously at the dollar store, or you can use toddler socks, and look, it makes a little hat. I just cut it. So you have a little hat, and you can grab some sticks, and you can make little snowmen. I cut these just from, oops, there's a hair, from some felt. And actually, if you have your snowman counting stew, these are literally the manipulatives from my snowman counting stew. I just use these little rocks for eyeballs. And then, so they can make little snow people in your snow. And if you don't have sticks, you can always use like the sticks you buy at like Hobby Lobby. Those work too. You can also use like googly eyes. That's really fun. I saw somebody in the face group today. They used the potato man or potato head like face pieces, and they put that in the snow, which is super fun. So now you can talk about different emotions if you're doing that. And what's fun is taking this and then kind of watching him melt throughout the day. So to make a snowman, just like one, like as a class, so you can kind of model how to do it, and then let it sit. And as the day goes on, you can take a picture of it like every couple hours, and that you can watch the snowman melt throughout the day, and the arms will fall off, and then the nose will fall off. Oh, and if you don't have these carrot counters, just use little real mini carrots. These are like math counters that I have on my math shelf. So make little fun little snowmen. That's always fun. Get my rocks back here. All right. Now, if you have kiddos who love diggers and construction, this one is for them. So take these are just little guys, but you can take big ones or little ones, and take your diggers and put them in the snow. You can read a book about snow plows, or watch, because they're going to be seeing snow plows on the streets or in their communities. So why not use something that's relevant for them? Especially if you live in a somewhere where there's a lot of snow. They actually use the big heavy equipment to move the snow, so they can dig and play in the snow with little diggers. You can even put rocks in there too, so that way they have some rocks to move around with for extra fun. These are just those rocks from the Dollar Tree. And you can do all of this with that fake snow. So you can do all of these activities with this Insta Snow too. If you go like on Pinterest, I think I have a recipe. I'll have to post it after we're live, or after I'm done being live. I'll post. You can make like snow with like, I forgot what the ingredients are, but you can make actually like snow with, I think it's like baking soda. I can't remember. I'm gonna tell you the wrong recipe, but I'll post it after we're done. So that way, if you don't have real snow, you can do that too. So you make little diggers, and your kiddos can do little dig fest in the snow. Now, I know you guys know I love to always sneak in literacy. So grab whatever letter manipulative you have that doesn't have like metal on it. So if you have magnet letters, you don't want to put that in the snow because they're going to rust. So I have these like little letter cookie cutters. Ooh, it's cold. So what you're going to have them do is flatten it out. And if they don't want to flatten it, have them take a rolling pin. Hold on. My hand is cold. Have them take a rolling pin, and they can flatten the snow with the rolling pin. And then they can push in the letter cookie cutters. And they can make the letters in the snow. And what you can do too is give them a cup of paint. This is plastic cup with just some regular washable paint. And then they can trace the letters in the snow. So now they're practicing writing letters. They're doing the letters with the cookie cutters. And these I got like forever ago at, oh, now my nose is running. Probably because my hands are freezing. I got these forever ago at like Hobby Lobby. But I'm sure you can find them online too. So just little letter cookie cutters. Those are really fun. So yeah, and then they can trace it with some paint. You can also use watercolor paint. Extra fun. Or they could stamp this in paint and then press it in the snow so they can make like a stamp here. Let me see if I can do it. So we'll just pretend like they stamp this on like a piece of paper or like in like a tray. And then now they can like kind of see the outline a little bit better. So yeah, so just some fun literacy activities to kind of sneak in the snow. If you have these like Play-Doh stampers, those are really fun to push in the snow. Again, just push in exploring letters, talking about letters, the letter names. You can even put in the letters for, put in S and like W or whatever letters you're working on for letter of the week. To put in and explore and have fun. You can put in the letters of the kiddos in your class. They're the first letter in everybody's name. Put those in there so that way you're not putting in the whole bucket and it's like not overwhelming and a giant cleanup mess. You guys know I love these letter beads, and you can also use these with the trucks. So you can, instead of putting the rocks in there, you can put these little letter beads in, and they can move the letters around, which is really, really fun. If they like doing like a hide and seek type of thing, you can always have them hide the letters, and then their friend has to find it with like a tool. So then they have to like kind of, it's kind of like excavating the letters, but instead of like in the sand, like for like a dino dig, they're doing it in the snow. And these are just the letter beads. These are from Lakeshore. And like Amazon has them too, and they're great. They're super easy to wash. You can also have them just like make their sight words in the snow. So let's say you had this out for table time. So I always say if you want your kiddos to like do like make their sight words in the snow, I would give them time to make sure they have time to play in the snow first. That way they've kind of explored it and they've had a blast doing that. And now like you want them to do like word work or something, like you could have them do that. Or you want to have them to play a letter game in the snow, because now they've already had time to play in it, and now they're gonna do some like learning activity that's a little bit more focused. So maybe they're just matching or lining up the letters, and they're matching the colors. Maybe they're just doing that. So they're just lining them up. Maybe they're making their sight words in the snow. And it sounds so silly to just put letters in the snow or do sight words in the snow, but we need to make learning fun and hands-on and exciting. And just by adding the snow element, the snow sensory experience to it, they're gonna have a blast. And you'll have less behavior problems. They'll be more engaged. They'll be laughing. They'll be learning. They'll be talking about what they're doing, so much more. And we know they learn so much more from each other than they do us. So when their friends are talking about the letters or the sight words, then they will be talking about them more, and they'll be learning more as well. So that's fun. You can also, if you're working on shapes, you can also do the shape cookie cutters, and you can also put the cookie cutter in and then paint it. So maybe they're gonna paint it while it's in there. And if you don't, I just use like washable, like the washable paint that I have at the easel. Like nothing fancy, like it's the same old paint we always use. And then look, look, I made a square. And then they can make all the different shapes with different colors. And I just, when I have paint at the, like I literally just put it in the corner. And then they can paint all the different shapes. And again, so much fun, just a different way to explore. And they can watch how the paint changes, which is now you're sneaking in some science, how the paint is changing when it touches the snow. So now I have a rectangle and a square. So that's extra fun. You can also put in like buttons, like shape buttons. Those are really fun to put in the snow. And any manipulative that your kiddos love, throw it in the snow. If your kiddos are really obsessed with, maybe they're loving like ocean counters, or maybe they love dinosaurs, put that in the snow. It doesn't have to be an animal that is in the snow. It just has to be something that they're interested in and that they love, and that'll kind of like spark their interest. So especially if you have like 3-year-olds or toddlers, this is super for them. And if you can tell, like I haven't really gotten my fingers in the snow because I've been using the different tools. So I've been using the paintbrushes and the mixers, so that way their fingers don't get freezing. And some of them will just totally dig in, and that's fine. But for those who don't want to get cold or touch it, because some kiddos just don't want to, and that's okay. They don't have to, but they can still do the activity with you and participate. So if you want a math activity, I've got one for you. Of course, I do. So take a dice, and any dice that, like these foam dice are great, so they can roll the dice in the snow. So I got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then maybe you're gonna use buttons, and then maybe you have to put 4 buttons in the snow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can put them anywhere. Doesn't matter where. Then roll the dice again. I got 2, 1, 2. And 1, 2, oh, 2. And then they just put the buttons in the snow. And then they just roll the dice and put that many in. Roll the dice, put that many in. Again, just something super simple, but now you're adding in math and counting and fine motor by them picking these up. And then when they're finished, say, okay, like if it's cleanup time, I don't have one, I forgot to grab one, but grab a bowl or a colander and have them put all the little things in that colander during cleanup time. And that can be like their part of their cleanup, and they put all these little things in, and then all you do is go to the sink, rinse it off, and if it's in the colander, none of the little things fall down the drain, so that's a plus. You can wash these dice too, and then the cleanup is easier because they're helping you, or they can even just put it in the cup. Something super simple. And then when they're also cleaning up, they're developing their fine motor because they're picking up with those little muscles. Super fun. And as you can see, like I'm just using the same snow. Now your snow is gonna melt or change, but it's okay. Like just like you saw what I did. Like I painted it, and then you just like mix it up. Just totally mix it up, and it's super fun. And that way you don't have to go out and get a ton of snow. Now, if you don't want your snow to turn like a brown, like poop color, because it happens, just use like cool colors or like warm colors. Like I always like use like a blue and purple, or maybe like You can use like red and yellow or red and pink, like two colors that go together that make a new like beautiful color. And then you can explore color mixing too. But that way your snow's not getting like gross, or it doesn't look gross even though it is clean. And then this is great too because all you do is you just put this down the sink, and the cleanup is super, super easy too. Okay, so now we did that. What else was I going to show you? Oh, I know. Okay. So I have another bin of snow for this. Okay. So if you want them, and obviously you can totally just put a whole bunch of cups of paint and they can just paint the snow. That will entertain them and they will be happy in exploring the paint and how the colors melt and how they mix together for, I would say, like 20-ish minutes. That's typically how long my kiddos would be entertained. And again, I'm just using regular tempera paint that I use at the easel. I like using that paint more than watercolors because the watercolors, the color isn't as vibrant, and then you can't like see it mix as well. And again, if you don't have snow, take this bin and fill it up with ice cubes because it is just as much fun to paint ice cubes as it is to paint snow. I actually have a blog post, which I forgot to link, but I'll put it in the comments. But you can go to my blog at the top of this post and search ice. I've done a lot of these activities with ice in my classroom too, so that's fun. So if you want to mix it up, oh, I forgot to grab water, so I'm gonna have to use my water cup. Okay. So if you want to add even more fine motor and you want to explore more color mixing, what you do is take some water and then your liquid, that's probably too much, your liquid watercolor, hold on. And you can use food coloring with this too. Okay, there we go. So take just a little bit of water, and what you're gonna do is kind of make just some bigger liquid watercolors. So this is some blue. I get my liquid watercolor from Discount School Supply. You can get it wherever. I just like their bottles better, and the bottles come bigger, and I think it's a pretty good deal. And then red, so you could do red, blue, and yellow, or maybe you just want to do cool colors. And then now you have these three, oh, can't see them. So I have 3 cups of water, and I just squirted some liquid watercolor in. And again, you can use food dye from the dollar store for this too. Where are they? I had them on my table. Now I can't find them. I had little droppers. Okay, they're here somewhere. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go grab them. I must have not brought them over. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna go grab them. Oh, that's I'm back. Okay, so just grab some little droppers. They don't have to be fancy. If you have littles or you have kiddos who've never used a dropper before, you're gonna have to teach them how to use a dropper. So I always say, put it in, squeeze, let it go, and watch it come up, and then get it out, because they're not gonna know when to squeeze, how it comes up, all of that. So teach them how to use the dropper, and then they can drop the water in with the little pipette. I buy these off Amazon, the little pipettes, and they're cheap, and then they'll last you. You buy them once and you'll have them for like your whole teaching career. But you can see, you can watch the colors mix, and it's gorgeous as it melts, and it's great fine motor. They're exploring color mixing, they're watching it melt, they're watching how the snow changes. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So yeah, and you can do any colors you want with this, or ask them, what colors do you want to try and mix today? Do you want to try and make orange? How do you think we're going to make orange? What 2 colors do you think we could use to make orange? And have them investigate that. That would be really fun too. So droppers, or paintbrushes, up to you. This could be 2 different days from two different days activity. So one day you could use the droppers with the water, and another day they could paint. Totally same thing. And whenever we paint, I always do that last. So if we're like, first I'll do like the tools out, and then like after, you know, the next activity, after they're kind of finished with that, during table time, during centers, I'll put out the paint, and then they can explore the color mixing that way. But that way I'm not going outside and getting all of the snow like all day, which I have before. Totally. It's totally worth it. Totally worth it to do. So yeah, and if you want to add some spark to your science center, I do have a science unit all on ice and snow. So you could totally get this out and put up some visuals, and I have a whole, like, there's a read aloud included. These are the teacher pages, but it shows you all different things, ways you can explore snow and ice. So you could explore all of the snow and ice and have maybe some vocabulary cards to go with it maybe. I think I have it in here. Let me find it. Here it is. If you want to screenshot that, that is how you can make snow. So go ahead and screenshot that. I'll drop it like an image in for you guys after we're done. But that's how you can make like a snow dough type recipe. If you don't have real snow. And there's also like the life cycle of snow. I guess it's not life cycle, the water cycle of snow is in there too. There's so much fun stuff. There's stuff about fun facts about snowflakes, all kinds of fun science investigations that you can put up and use to kind of teach about snow as they're exploring real snow in the classroom. And this is in my TPT store, and it's part of the science bundle. So I hope you guys loved all of these snow activities. I hope you guys bring snow into your classroom. And when you do, make sure to tag me on Instagram or share it in the Pocket of Preschool Facebook group, because I love seeing what you guys do. And then you're inspiring other teachers too, which is amazing, because you guys are amazing. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Bring the snow in your classroom. Don't be worried about the mess. Oh, one more thing. If you want to bring snow in, and maybe maybe you have toddlers, or maybe you want to put this on the floor and you're worried about maybe they're getting it out a lot, what I would do to prevent slips and falls, put this, instead of having this tub on the table, put this tub on the floor and put a beach towel around it, so that beach towel catches all of the snow, and that way you're not going to have water puddles and no one will fall. That's not good. You don't want kids falling. And if you see water by their feet, make sure you as quickly as you possibly can wipe it up, or just put some towels on the table, and you can have the kids clean it up too. Like, you can teach them, oh, if there's water, if you see snow go on the ground and it melts fairly quickly, make sure we wipe it up so we don't fall and we don't hurt ourselves or our friends. So yeah, so it's kind of like a little self-help skill too, if you put on the towels on the table so they can help. So yeah, so you guys have an amazing night. Happy snow day for all of us who are having snow. And if not, you're lucky that you have beautiful weather, because I'm done driving in the snow. I have a Jeep, but it just makes me nervous driving in the snow. So you guys have a great night.